Hey crafters, today you're learning how to cut felt with your Cricut and make this fun Tic Tac toast game. As always, all of the materials used in today's tutorial will be linked in the video description, so let's get started with what materials you will need. You will need your Cricut machine, some felt, these are the colors that I chose, and don't worry, I will let you know about the cut settings. You can also cut felt with the fine point blade, but I decided to go with the rotary blade. Some felt adhesive, HTV vinyl for the tic-tac-toe lines, a Teflon sheet for heat pressing, along with the Easy Press mat and a heat press. So first things first, I like to open up Cricut Design Space and upload my designs. I drew these designs myself in the app Procreate with my iPad. I'm uploading that into Design Space and changing the color because, you know me, I'm a visual girly. Then because I was lazy, I did not draw the actual egg, so I took a circle from the Shapes button, adjusted the size, and changed the color. So we're going to upload the avocado, and then I'm going to add the little pit as an oval. And then last but not least, add our toast. I did also, in fact, draw this. Again, these were very simple shapes, which made my life so much easier. And I went ahead and changed the color and then created an offset layer because I felt like it just gave more depth to the project. And it also looked like the crust. Okay, so the next step is creating the tic-tac-toe lines. You will go to the Shapes button and select the rectangle tool. I prefer to use the rectangle tool because I can adjust the sizing, aka the width, to the size that I want. I made them super small, about 0.116 inches in width. I don't want the height to go all the way to the top of the toast because I'm actually going to add a little title. But for now, I want to appropriately size the lines and see how they look because then I can adjust the height after. So I'm going to duplicate the line for the rows. I'm going to duplicate and rotate it and adjust them accordingly. And then making sure that they're even. You're going to do a lot of aligning and a lot of arranging. What helps is by pulling the exact size of the avocado and the egg and seeing if they actually fit in there. Then I can adjust the height and shorten it. I shortened it to just the tip of where the top of the toast starts. And here you'll see me moving the avocados and adjusting the sizes so I know that they fit in the lines. Once you have sized your avocado and your egg, you will duplicate them 7 times, so you have 8 in total, because it is better to have extra pieces than less. Before you make it, you should have the following. The tic-tac-toe lines either united or welded, so the Cricut cuts it from the exact place you created it. 8 yellow circles, 8 egg whites, 8 oval pits, 8 green avocados, 1 smaller toast in beige, and 1 offset toast in dark brown. When we're ready, we'll click Make It and adjust everything onto the mats. So this is our white mat. I moved them around. This is our black mat. Remember that you will change the settings and the blade. I'm going to do this last actually, so I don't get confused, and make sure you mirror it, but these are lines, so you don't have to mirror it if you don't want to. Here's our light brown piece of toast. Here's our dark brown piece of toast, and we are also using that same color for the pit of the avocado. Here's our yellow eggs, our green avocados, and we're ready to make it. So click continue. Have your Cricut connect to your device. And now for the fun part is selecting the cut settings. Now you'll see that I am going to use felt acrylic fabric. Now no, this is not acrylic fabric, it is just regular felt. But I want to show you a trick that I don't know if you know about. If you head over to material settings, you can scroll down and find all of the different felt material settings. and you'll see that these are what exactly happens behind the scenes when the Cricut is cutting. So when I choose felt acrylic fabric, you'll see that the pressure is 1,995. That is huge pressure. It is also not a multi-cut, so it is off, and we're using the rotary blade. For the felt that I exactly used, this is the best cut settings that you can use, and again, that felt will be linked in the video description. But if you're using a different kind of felt, as I always mention, please do test cuts. You might want to use the regular felt setting and use the fine point blade. It all depends on your machine, what kind of felt you have, so please do test cuts, but these are the exact settings that made my felt cut perfectly. So we will click felt acrylic, and now we are ready to start cutting. Since we are using fabric, I'm going to be using the fabric mat. This is the pink mat, and we'll start with our white. I also get nervous when cutting fabric, so I'm applying some frog tape to the bottom and the side of the mat. Make sure it doesn't cover any of the areas that it's actually cutting. I didn't really need this, but I just like to be extra careful. The next step is to change out our blade. So we normally use the fine point blade for all of our Cricut projects, but today we're using the rotary blade. So I'm going to take out my handy dandy blade organizer. I love this thing. It keeps everything in one place, and I will get my rotary blade out. All you have to do is open the dark gray, and then the light gray will slide open, and oops, I dropped the fine point blade, and then you will push it back into the housing. And that's it. That's how you change your blade. Now we can insert our mat into the Cricut with our felt and have the Cricut start cutting. It's also really cool to see how the Cricut cuts the felt with the rotary blade. I'll give you some close-ups. It's done. We'll click the arrow button and look at that cut. Easy peasy, right? And we will repeat the same exact process for all of the other colors of the felt. So I'm cutting the light beige part of the toast, the dark brown, the yellow felt, and the green felt. Cool winds on me out by the shade. Put my weekend on layaway. And last but not least, we cannot forget about our HTV, the black lines for the tic-tac-toe. Make sure before you cut it that you take out that rotary blade and put back the fine point blade. And also adjust the settings to everyday iron on. You do not want to make that mistake of having it cut felt when it's not actually cutting felt. Okay, so I will weed the background of the rose. And the next step is to heat press our toast. Once it's even, I will heat up my Cricut mini press because I didn't want to use my big one. Place down a Teflon sheet and start heat pressing. Then we can remove our carrier sheet when it's all done. The next step is adhering the felt to the felt. So I'm first going to start with my egg yolks. I took a pair of tweezers, flipped the egg yolk upside down, applied the felt adhesive, and then press it down firmly with your fingers. Then I'll repeat the same process for the avocados. And I also have very shaky hands, so the tweezers help me really place it in the right spot. The next step is gluing the light brown toast onto the dark brown crust. I actually like to place it on beforehand to make sure that it's straight. From this angle, it does not look straight, but I promise you it is. And go ahead and start gluing. The felt doesn't really move a lot, so you can pick up a piece and corner at a time and glue each area separately. This also helped a lot if you have a heavy object. I did the bottom of the toast first and then folded it over with a pair of scissors and then did the entire top of the toast. And then of course you can get the little corners just so those areas don't really pick up after time. And then I like to flip the toast upside down and give it one last firm press so I know that the glue is really adhering into the felt. I decided to put the title in last minute. I titled it Tic Tac Toast. The font that I used is linked in the video description. It is my favorite groovy font. And I also bought these little canvas tote bags to put all of the mini eggs and avocados in, so it's easier for organizing and storing. But this is how the tic-tac-toe game came out. I am so thrilled that I was able to finally cut felt with the Cricut, and it's also a great product to sell if you're looking to start a business. Thank you again for watching today's video. I hope you're all having a very crafty day, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye.
Stayed in but felt so far away.